Hey guys, thanks for watching, and now let's discuss the change management process and how it works in project management. A lot of companies and stakeholders despise change requests and have a tendency to say no to every change. But you know what? These people should broaden their viewpoint to realize that many changes create additional value for project and therefore have positive consequence. Actually, most of change requests are a simple result of several factors. Value enhancements means that changes that will increase the value proposition of the project. External changes. These changes caused by the environment in which a project operates, such as new laws and regulations put into place. Errors and omissions. This type of changes that result due to forgotten or unrealized features or work during project planning. But it's okay. We are human, right? Risk response. Change that are identified as a result of necessary risk mitigation or elimination responses. The main idea is that we must ensure that the benefit and value of the change is clearly understood. It's very important. And the impact then evaluated in a professional manner before performing change. Change management process help businesses make decisions of a higher quality, keeping project scope, schedule, and cost in check and in alignment with one another. So everything begins with so-called change request. Change request is a document where clearly specified the purpose of the change. In detailed description of it is mentioned. At this point of time, we know just who requested the change, description of this change, and what is the required outcome of this change or business benefit. After, all requests should be registered in a document called changelog. Changelog is a document which contains information about all approved or rejected changes. For example, we have a change request number 1. We have type of change, schedule change. The name of our project is financial application, so we must develop financial applications. And our customer, Eric Hart, says that due to some business reorganization, we need to launch our application by October 15. It's very critical for them because their competitors are in a way to launch the same application. So, request day is March 15. We don't know yet approval or rejection day because we make to make some assessments. Therefore, the status of this change log or change request is open. Next, we need to assess somehow this change to understand the value and potential impact, right? Being positive or negative. The change request further is sent to CCB or Change Control Board. Change Control Board is a board of experts from every department involved in the project. It could be project manager, it could be customer, board of directors, stakeholders from other departments, and so on. For example, I have a project, right, that has been planned for 12 months in duration. So now I want to compress this schedule from 12 to 8 months. I understand that these change requests can potentially affect other areas, such as cost, procurement, quality, and so on. So this change request is sent to these experts from financial department, from HR, from audit, from procurement department, and so on. And I ask them to evaluate this impact of this change from their perspective, from their point of view. And actually, there are some important things to do. First of all, I have to look not only on schedule constraint in this change request. Also, I have to evaluate how this change will impact all other areas, such as cost, procurements, scope, what kind of additional risk will take place. So that's exactly what Change Control Board have to do. Experts from different departments should evaluate how this change request will impact their activities in terms of time, in terms of cost, scope, resources, procurement, and so on. For example, the change request which sound like I want to compress the project duration from 12 to 8 months, whereas clearly specified description of why we need to compress the schedule, what is the business need, and impact if we will not launch in 8 months. And in this case, as a result, human resources says, for example, we can find some additional people to make it within 8 months, but we need $4,000 for that. Financial department says, this risk was predicted. However, the reserve for this risk is only $2,000. Procurement department says we have a contract with vendor and all materials will be delivered according to contract. If we would change the deadlines of this contract, and that is already specified that we have to pay 40% more, which financially doesn't fit the reserve for such issue. So we can order some cheaper materials from another vendor. And the audit in this case says that these materials are not good and will suffer quality. Sponsor, as a member of Change Control Board, has the final say in this decision. If he agrees to allocate more funds for this project to compress the schedule, he approves change request, assuming all potential risks. Here should be introduced the result of Change Control Board assessment, and it could be approved or rejected, depends on sponsor final say. If it's approved, we will inform all stakeholders about approved status of this change, and we will update the changelog document, and we will implement change. In addition, we need to update our risk management plan, which we identified during change management process. We need to evaluate these risks, calculate them, and of course, we need to prepare a response plan. In other words, how will we react to these risks if they will take place in the future? And of course, we need to update our project management plan and share it with all stakeholders. Sponsor, if he doesn't agree, change request will be rejected and documented in changelog. Guys, please remember all requests which are rejected should contain the reasoning as to why it was rejected. We will inform all stakeholders that the change request was rejected and why it was rejected, and we will update our changelog document. In case I want to make some adjustment in this change request, I have to initiate another change request and go through this process again. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget, this is very important. Change management in every company is very important. And don't forget to subscribe on my channel to get more process content about project management.